but Lendell White's in there. He's the power back. He gets it. He didn't get it.
The burnt orange side did. 4th and 5, the national championship on the line right here. He's going for the corner. He's got it.
Sees the corner of the end zone, and how about another walk-in touchdown for Vince Young?
I ain't never finna hit him with triple in it, double up, stash, quarter brick, another half, and I got another 20 on the vision. Special little flipping it, a caddy from the kitchen. I was hustle to the car, came with another brick in it. Crib came with another.
I will give story of how I got the name Sexy Pats.
Oh, Joe, give me something to talk about.
I don't know, I'm not part of the company anymore.
I'm like barely a part of the company. I'm in here 2 days a week. Otherwise, I'm just like nothing new happens during the season. It's all the same shit. You know, it just depends on whether or not life sucks at the moment. Right now, for a lot of us, it sucks.
Today is Sunday, September 28th. We're in week 4 of the NFL. And just to recap, this is my first week where I'm going to be losing an Idiot League mate, so my 3-0 streak will now be coming to 3-1.
Puka Nacua finds Puka Nacua. Nacua with the catching late, looking for Nacua down the sideline.
Nice.
Just as the Chargers, my favorite team, we're going from 3-0 to 3-1. And my star wide receiver, Malik Neighbors, is dead.
Malik Neighbors went down, so that's sad. As someone who watched CD go down, but not for the whole season, it's not as bad, but it definitely still stinks. I feel the pain for Jaymo.
And looking at all my running backs, Kenneth Walker and Trey Benson, my RB1 and RB2, looks like none of those guys might be the goal line guy, at least Kenneth Walker. On Thursday Night Football, Zach Charbonnet got all the goal line touches. Trey Benson, he's probably still the goal line guy, but Amari DeMarcado is going to be annoying. Just kind of a little bit of a down week.
Throws for Nacua on the sideline. Finds Nacua.
For the Justice League.
Into Nacua with blockers. Nacua inside the 15, and Nacua sliding grab.
But still like at least an 8 out of 10 day. Like I'm not going to complain. Like I'm still breathing. I'll be fine. Definitely got to like lock in though. Like losing Malik Neighbors, first round pick.
10 more to Puka Nacua and another first down.
Not preferred when in week 3 I lost James Conner. Not preferred.
They find him at the 20. Nacua inside the 10.
But again, just got to stay positive.
Nacua with the catch and the touchdown.
Like I could have Sexy's team. Could have Casey's team. I'm fine.
Falcons got to win. Panthers got stomped out, so, you know, division's back up for grabs. The Bucks lost. Fantasy, I don't know. Me and Gut are in the middle of a fucking game. My guys stink. You got 7 fucking garbage time touchdowns, so I don't know. Going to come down to maybe Sunday night, maybe Monday night.
I've been up since 5 a.m. because I went to the Bronx for a 13U game. Big game. Big dubs. Team's still undefeated for those that are wondering. A lot better of a game. No fights this week. That was big. That was big. That was big. The Bets channel's been doing really well, so I'm really happy about that. We've been having a lot of fun making those slips, making those picks. So I think we're going to continue to do that. I think that's going to continue to keep getting up and up and up and getting better as we keep moving on throughout the season. Our picks are getting smoother. The videos feel a little bit smoother. And it's been a lot of fun to just be creating that bets content for you guys. And you guys are enjoying it. And the engagement that we've been having is really fun. And I really like hearing the people's comments when they're like, oh, well, I took this because of this, this, and this. Comparing it to like how we kind of think about things. So that's been a lot of fun. Having those Sunday and Monday videos roll out. It's crazy how bets videos work compared to any regular video in like you normally post. Like I can compare it to like the gaming channel or the trivia channel or like the other channels we upload to. You upload a video, you see views right away. Betting channel, it's like you see some views right away, but then like the bulk of your views come like 3 hours before game time, whether that's Monday night, whether that's Sunday. Whether either that was back when I did NBA stuff, like the bulk of the views for bets work so differently than any other videos I've uploaded in the past that it's like crazy how like it's been a year now and like I'm still like analyzing things as like when the best time to post what is and trying to figure that out every week. I think we have a pretty good rhythm right now, but still seeing that view count like falter all the time is kind of hilarious. Just of like, I think it was last week, the views were like cut in half from what they normally are. I was like, holy shit, this video just like we just sucked or something. And then right before game time I checked again, it was like back to a normal video. Like, Okay. All right. Fair enough. Everyone's doing last minute Sunday picks. But no, it's good. I really like those videos. I'm having a lot of fun doing those. So yeah.
Wednesday in Jeopardy this week. As you guys know, season-long Jeopardy, the winner at the end of the year has total amount of money that they've earned through all the Jeopardy weeks, and that is paid out by the 2 losers. However, this week we put something else on the line. We put an autographed Ladd McConkey card on the line for whoever won this very Jeopardy episode this week, and Nick destroyed me and Gut, and it hurt because I was just off my game. I don't really have excuses. I just didn't trust my intuition on a couple questions, or I'm like, oh, I don't want to risk it. I don't know if I know the answer. And then it turned out I did know the answer when it was revealed. And it's that's the worst. You regret what you don't do, not what you do. Even though it's supposed to be a wise quote that you approach about many things in life, you regret not taking that job. You regret not asking out that girl. Me, I regret not answering those Jeopardy questions in week 4 of NFL trivia. Because I wanted that Ladd McConkey card bad. But shout out Unk for getting that.
I think this is funny for those people that don't know BDG from the inside. Is we are all one group. Everyone kind of thinks we work in a fluid motion with each other because we make group videos and stuff. But a lot of times it's we make group videos together, yes, and we do things as a group, yes, but we're not working together in the sense of Jaymo will script out pretty much or create the trivias, and we'll do the videos and that sort of thing, and he'll edit some of them, and Sexy will edit some of them and whatnot.
And I think this week I've been trying to make a new Steam Stream game where we're playing dudes naming dudes. Don't know if I'll be able to pull it off, and I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try for you guys.
That's that part. I do all of the bet stuff myself, outside of asking them for picks that they whatever, and I handle all of that sort of things and make sure that's uploaded on a weekly schedule of those videos, those TikToks, those everythings. And then Nick handles all the fantasy stuff. So we're doing things in different movements and motion. Oh, and Sexy's doing the Idiot League Mate stuff. So we're all doing separate things, just all at the same time, and having the same weeks individually every week. So I have no idea half the time what Nick's week looks like. I have no idea what Jaymo's week looks like. I just know when we meet up what we're doing, and they probably have no idea what my week looks like. They just know when I upload, I know when they upload, and that's about it. We talk about thumbnails every bloom, but that's about it.
So most of the vlogs you see us sitting on that green chair. It's you'd think that we spend 6 to 7 days a week just sitting on that couch with a green chair, which is very contrary to reality. Most of the time we're actually not in the office. We're only in the office on Wednesdays, Fridays, and now during the football season on Sundays. But even in the off season, it's usually 2, maybe 3 days a week. The majority of our time is spent, or at least mine is spent, at home. So I wanted to give you a quick run through of what I'm working on right now, kind of my workflow and what the studio looks like. So I'm at home and I'm usually just parked either at a coffee shop or in my apartment studio. Let me widescreen this. So if any of you guys watch my fantasy videos, this setup will look familiar to y'all. It looks really fucking messy in person. I just actually throw shit everywhere, but the camera's a magical piece of technology that just cuts everything off. So you normally only just see this background right here and my ugly fucking face right here. But this is how the setup works for me. So we've got obviously the main light here that's coming down on me, the camera straight away. We got some sconces on the wall. Normally with camera stuff, we have 2 great windows there, but it kind of fucks up the light. So you got to make your own light, which means I have to keep those closed. Unfortunately, the background, one of our subscribers actually made this fucking carpet, which is the coolest thing I think a fan's ever done for us. So shout out to you for making that. It's become the staple of my background. Got some just normal shit in the background. This is actually another awesome piece that a fan made. Shout out you guys. You guys are the fucking best, honestly. So whenever I'm making my individual videos, this is where I am set up. So right now, Monday, I did my recap video of everything that happened on Sunday. Tuesday, I do my waiver wire video. I'm filming this on Tuesday, and it's around 11 a.m. I've already filmed my waiver wire video. So now I move immediately into making my rankings. And I wanted to show you kind of the behind the scenes of how I do my rankings, the technology and the software that we use for it. You also see this disgusting screensaver, and the reason I use this is actually for functionality, believe it or not. These are our brand colors. So our main brand colors are these on the front end, but I use a lot of these when we're designing stuff in Photoshop or even in Excel. And if you use any design work, like they have the little dropper tool where if you need to change something to a specific color, you like click the dropper tool and then you could point it anywhere on your screen to make the next thing that you design that color. So I use this as my background or my screensaver on my laptop for ease of use, just to have those colors readily available to me if I'm ever designing anything. So like when I'm out in public and people see that, it's like, it's kind of horrifying to have that as the background, the way it pops out, but like it's for a purpose. Everything I do in life is usually trying to be functional. So if any of you guys have seen my fantasy rankings videos, this should look relatively familiar to you. This setup right here. Yeah. This screen should look relatively familiar to you guys. Where I go game by game, you know, that's San Francisco and LA, you probably can't see that, but the drop down is every game. You can click on the week here. And this is a software that I built out using AI. I have no fucking idea how to code, but AI is incredible and it's the most powerful thing ever, and it's gonna take your fucking job eventually. So you should learn how to use it. And basically what I do each week is I will upload a little bit of data. I will upload weather reports. I'll upload defensive stats. So I'll go look at like teams in terms of like fantasy points allowed to the running back position, and they're ranked 1 to 32. I'll literally just like take a screenshot and upload it into here, and it automatically puts all that data within each player. So we'll go through like week 5, San Francisco at the LA Rams. It's Thursday night football. So by the time you see this, that game will already have happened. So this is, I'm sure, is going to age horrendously. But you look at Kyron Williams, and he obviously just gets dragged right into the must-start category. Christian McCaffrey, a must-start. There's nobody else in this game that I want to start, so we'll just move on to the next matchup. And all this shit is automated. This is like the coolest part about AI and the way I try to think about work often is a lot of heavy lifting up front in order to make things automated. The rest of your time that you spend working on a lot of things will be much easier. A lot of people like to take shortcuts early on because they don't want to do the work up front, and then it just makes it so much worse as you're progressing through whatever it is that you're working on, whatever project you're working on. But I've always found in life that like the more heavy lifting you could do up front, the more short-term sacrifice you have, the long-term effect of that is so compounding and so exponentially beneficial to whatever project you're doing. So it took me a minute to build this out. But now that I have the system in place and I've done things like found an API, which is like the back-end system for a website that pulls in different Vegas lines. So you can see here, like it automatically, you could refresh the props here so that it pulls in the latest lines for Kyron Williams. His rushing yardage prop is already at 66.5. Anytime touchdown is at -160. C-Max 61.5. Anytime touchdown -140. And as different props start becoming available on different books, it'll pull in Christian McCaffrey's reception lines, receiving yard lines. So all this data is automatically pulled in for me on a week-to-week basis, which makes my life so fucking easy. So I'll just go game by game and I'll drag these hoes into their respective spots. Derrick Henry, there's no lines up on here yet for them because I believe we don't know Lamar Jackson's status, but Jonathan Taylor, of course, is a must-start. Ashton Genty feels good, although I think he's going to be a little bit overhyped because of his breakout game versus the horrid Chicago Bears run defense. But I want to give you guys a little sneak peek. So we do that for the running backs, then we move over to the wide receiver position, and we do it all over again. Puka Nacua. I think we got a full fade on for him this week. That guy stinks. So yeah, I'll go through every game. I'll put every player into a tier, and then once I'm done, that becomes the video. The way I just kind of talked you through some of the stuff is like how I make the videos as well. I'm dragging and dropping them in real time, talking through my thoughts. And at this point, I do so much research throughout like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday that I don't need any notes for these videos. I'm kind of just like I have muscle memory when it comes to talking about a lot of these players, their snap counts, the outlook for the opposing defenses, who's injured, who's healthy, where's there going to be a fucking thunderstorm in these games. So I'm on point at this point of the year. So I'll rip those, and those are not available for the public yet, that website. So then I'll go over to our website, bdge.co, the back end of it, and that's where I'll start doing our full rankings, which is, if any of you guys are Big Dog members, right, there's the trivia membership, which a lot of you guys are probably more so pointed towards that because you're watching this on the trivia channel. There's also the fantasy membership, which has all of our rankings and stuff. So basically, it's a lot on the screen right now. These are all rankings: quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, whatever, flex spots, of course. That's where I'll transfer over all of that drag and drop data basically right to here. I'll create a snapshot, put it live, and then you'll see on the front end of our website, it pops out with beautiful rankings here. Click on what he marks, we got the write-up, we got the fab suggestion, all the good stuff. So we are building heavily through software and technology. That has been like the premise of everything I've believed in for the last couple of years. And AI is making it unbelievably attainable to people who are cones in the tech department. I guess I wouldn't consider myself a full cone. I'm like Chris Godwin last week. Like, I'm a cone, but I got 10 targets, so I'm like a little bit dangerous. You got to keep an eye on me, you know? But yeah, I genuinely believe over the next decade, the most powerful businesses and companies and brands in the world will be a combination of high leverage media and distribution, which is what we have. We have the audiences on all platforms, and those that can combine that with really high quality software. So that is my thesis for business over, again, the next decade or so. Anyone who does those two things well will dominate business in the future.
A lot of times, like, I have no idea what like goes on in their lives, and then people ask me like, "What's Jaymo up to when I'm on stream?" And I'm like, I have no idea. Like, I have no idea. We don't live together anymore. I have no idea. And a lot of people at work like might know that about their coworkers, but like, if it's a random Tuesday, you could be doing anything. I have no idea. But that's also the fun of it. Like, we can come in the week and someone will be like, "Oh, I went on a date. I did this. I did that." And I'm like, "Oh shit, that's kind of crazy. Thanks for letting us know." Jane will be like, "Oh, I went to Florida." "Oh shit, okay." Like, so that's kind of the cool nature of our job, though, and the fun of it. Like, you can do it from anywhere, so that's really cool. Outside of that, though, nothing too crazy this week.
I don't know, Joe. Give me a random topic. Anything.
And then the only other thing I want to update you guys on is a couple weeks ago, I talked about us selling big day t-shirts. I think we sold about 10 to 20 so far, just by like not really shouting it out anywhere in the vlog. This very morning, I actually threw in two new t-shirts on the site. The I Miss Her t-shirt, which I wore a couple weeks ago. I know a couple people have been asking me in the Discord for those. Those are now available on our site at bdg.shop. We also dropped a brand new ball knower t-shirt. I'm wearing the only single one we've made. So I think it was last summer we sold ball knower t-shirts, or just said ball knower across the middle. This is the ball knower 3000, meaning ball knower 2.0. I might bring back the OG ones just because like I feel like someone might just like the plain simple phrase ball knower, but until those come back, we have the new edition. Again, go get some. And again, they run fucking big. This is a little big on me, and it is a size small. So if you're ordering a ball knower t-shirt, order it 2 sizes smaller than you are. If you're an XL, get a medium. Trust.
I found out this week that like half the people in this world like don't have inner dialogue.
Found out this week that half the people in the world don't have inner dialogue. I've heard that narrative on the internet for the last like few years. I feel like that's kind of like a popular thing. Yeah, it's something I don't actually believe. Yeah, I believe that everybody is. Like, I think 98% of people are, and like maybe there's 2% of people that don't have inner dialogue, but I don't actually believe that. Like, the 50-50 is insane to me. I don't think that's real. Like, how do you have how do you have thoughts? It doesn't make sense.
Like, so what do you think? And I was like, I kind of just like did, and I was like, there's nothing telling you to go do that, or you just like the person was trying to say that you just get like an urge to like go eat. It's not like, all right, I'm hungry in his head. It's like,
Yeah, no, it's.
I don't believe the non-inner dialogue nonsense. Like, I don't understand. Like, you never think things through. Like, you never think about what you're gonna say. You only just blab that shit out immediately. I think it has to be a tiny percentage, because anytime I've ever brought that up with someone, that always resurfaces on the internet, that like conversation. I've never actually come across somebody that's like, oh, I don't have an inner dialogue. So I'm like, I think it's just fake. Maybe they don't be thinking. Maybe they don't be thinking.
You don't have an inner dialogue.
Yeah, I mean, I could understand the non-dialogue if you're in the middle of conversations. Like, sometimes, like, if I'm on camera recording right now, I'm not having inner thoughts as I'm speaking. They're kind of just coming out in blurts, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have urges to do things. It just like happens. When you're sitting on the couch and you're just like thinking about shit, like when I'm sitting watching football by myself, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna kill myself. This sucks right now. I fucking hate everything that's going on. Like, there's no way. That would just mean if you don't have inner dialogues, then you just enjoy things, right? Like, does that mean you don't have feelings then? Or you just feel and you don't say them to yourself? That would be nice, actually. Wait, no, you just get a big wave of like, this sucks.
but you have no idea why.
You don't, but you can't think to yourself, what sucks? You just have a feeling going through. Nah, this is bullshit.
You're going around like touching stuff. Like,
Yeah.
This sucks.
What is it? Is this warm? Is this cold? Nah, that's fucking nonsense.
I will give a song of the day. I don't have my phone. That's really cool. So I have to think of a song off the top of the dome without my phone.
My home, I love a little lady.
Song of the week is Orange Juice by Noah Khan. It's still hot as fuck outside. It's 85 degrees out. Please cool down for the love of God. I want it to be fall. Thank you very much. I had this debate. I was like, oh, it's not even close to fall. It's still 85 degrees. And Bailey goes, that's fall. Like, fall's supposed to be hot and cold. I go, no, fall's supposed to be like leaning towards cold and get colder. Fall is not supposed to be where it turns 80 degrees out of nowhere. It starts at 50. Like, I had this, like, this is a pretty big thing for me. I was like, fall doesn't start at 50 degrees and end at 80 degrees. Fall starts at like 40 degrees and the day ends at like 65 degrees. Like, there is no 80 degrees in fall. There's no 75 degrees even in fall. It's like 60s and 50s. So right now is not fall, not your average fall. I will die on this hill. When it's fall outside, it caps at like 68 degrees and starts in the 40s and early or the 50s. Like, you walk outside and you're like, fuck, it's cold. Then by midday, you're like, it's like all right temperature. In the summer is 80. Like, today's 85 degrees. This feels nothing like fall. Period. It feels like summer again. I digress. That's all I got for today.
So I want to talk about football for a living. But talk about football for a living and then tell me if you want to talk about football for a living.
Bars. Facts.
Facts and bores.
I don't think anybody in the office really even knows the story. I don't think I've really told it to many people. So this actually starts back in probably 2016, well before I even knew what BDGE was. I would play this game on Minecraft. It's called UHC. You'd connect with a lot of people on there. Like, you'd make online friends through this game, and that was something I did. And there was this one guy who I became really good friends with. His name's Garrett. Shout out Garrett. Play a lot of these games together, and this one day we were just being fucking teenage guys. We started talking about like shitty pickup lines. I can't even really remember what these pickup lines were, but we thought they were hilarious. We decided that I needed to use these pickup lines on his girlfriend at the time. I wasn't big on social media at this point. Not on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. TikTok didn't even exist, I don't think. I wasn't on anything, really. We didn't know how to set up this group chat with me, him, and his girlfriend for me to use these pickup lines on her. And for some reason, we settled on me making a Twitter account, and we have a Twitter group chat. Back then, I was a massive Patriots fan, like way more than I am now, because fantasy's kind of taken over that. Not really big on, like, I still am a fan, but like fantasy's just too important to me that I care way more about the players than a team. But back then, like, I was known as the Vince Wilfork guy in high school, because I would just wear Vince Wilfork jerseys to school every day. But I'd also make every single one of my usernames on whatever website or anything have to do with the Patriots. Usually it'd be like Wilfork75, Patriots fan 75, something like that. So for this one, when making my Twitter account, I needed to factor that in, but I also wanted to seem like I got Riz. I got that Riz in me. Woo her with these pickup lines. I combined that, and I combined the Patriots thing, and came up with Sexy Pats out of nowhere. It was, even when I made it at the time, like, it still had no like relevance. Nobody called me Sexy Pats because it was my Twitter handle. Only people I played Minecraft with that even knew that it existed. So nobody was calling me Sexy Pats. So we have to skip forward a couple years now. And as I said in history, or my lore with BDGE, I got really into Fade the Public podcast, Nick Snacks Animal, and they got on Twitter, and I would interact with them on Twitter. They loved my profile picture. They loved my bio, which was, I still love this. It's my bio at the time on Twitter. I'll never forget my grandpa's final words. Stop shaking the ladder, you little cunt. Snacks loved that quote so much. And so anytime I would interact with them on Twitter or anything like that, and they would talk about me in the podcast, they would always say, like, oh, did you see what Sexy Pats said? Or like, did you see what Sexy Pats' profile picture was? Or what his bio is, or anything like that. But they would call me Sexy Pats because that's what my Twitter handle was, and that's all they knew me as. But nobody else was calling me that, and I was like, all right, well, this will stick then, I guess. And as I got more ingrained with the BDGE community, and they only knew me as Sexy Pats, that name had to stick because it's who I was to them. I couldn't just be like, no, that's not actually my name anymore. I had to stick with it, and I liked the name, so I was good with that. Now that's where we're at with that, because Everybody in the BDGE community calls me Sexy Pats, but not a single person outside of the BDGE community ever calls me Sexy Pats. It doesn't really make much sense how it became a thing, but it's where we are now, and I like the name. It's now caused a bunch of spin-offs. Recently, Jaymo's been calling me Sex, which is pretty fire. Love the name. Everyone loves the name. It's actually weird when anybody here calls me like Jared, anything besides something to do with Sexy Pats, and it just doesn't feel right. That's just kind of who I am here because of some stupid little inside joke with me and one of my friends back in 2016. Actually, one of the Steens, Cody, shout out Cody, was one of the people I played Minecraft with back in the day too. So that's kind of funny how that works out. Most of them didn't even know that I was Sexy Pats. Like, I've had people reach out from that community over the years and just say like, wait, you're Sexy Pats? Like, I didn't even know that. And it's just funny because it's like there's two separate worlds. Nobody knows that I am Sexy Pats. But that's the story. Unfortunately, I don't think there's really any other stories I got that are actually interesting or somewhat relevant, because I don't really have much else going on with my life, at least not stories that I want to tell right now. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. That is how I became Judge Sexual Patterson.